lesson is going to be similar to what we talked about last week. And the reason that we're still talking about it is because I think it's really, really important. And I'm understanding from talking to you that this is feeling heavy. So I think it's important for us to delve into it a little bit more. You've been doing well. You've been trying, paying attention to yourself. You're choosing differently. You're staying steady. And then do you feel like at some point something inside you pulls the emergency brake? And then you look at yourself and you think, oh, why am I doing this again? Why can't I just keep going? That wobble, that's what we're going to talk about. That moment where everything starts to shake, the moment where you either speed up or you disappear, it's not random. It's not rebellion, and it's not weakness. It's not that you're doing anything bad. That moment is fear. Fear that's actually wearing a different mask, so you almost don't recognize it as fear. And oftentimes, we don't want to say that we're feeling fearful. It might feel vulnerable, or we just don't like the lack of control that the word fear gives us. But that is the problem that we're having when we're struggling. When we hit that emergency brake, it's fear. It's our critter brain. Our critter brain lives with fear, fear of change, fear of anything that threatens that calm, peaceful existence that it has, whether it's helping or not. Your critter brain doesn't want change. And when you change, it thinks that you're trying to kill it. And the fear doesn't always show up loudly. It's often quiet. It often sounds like, "Oh, I just don't want to feel this right now. I'm too tired. I just need something to take the edge off." Or even, "I just don't care today." You're not running from food, you're running from feeling. The strong, inconvenient emotions come in: frustration, disappointment, exhaustion, stress. And your critter brain says, nope, not today, not again, not this. And the fastest escape from that is comfort. And the thing that softens the edges the quickest, it's the thing that helps you step out of the intensity for just a second. And I get it. Don't blame you. I've been there. I still get there sometimes. When the pain has followed you for years, whether it's emotional or physical pain, your body has learned to brace. It learns to avoid. It learns to shut the door before the feeling even fully arrives. Food has become that quiet, predictable escape hatch. Here's what I really want you to hear, though. That moment that you call self-sabotage, it's not self-destruction. It's actually self-protection. It's outdated because we don't need to use that self-protection anymore. It's the kind that you outgrew, but your nervous system, your critter brain, hasn't caught up yet. So you're not messing up. You're not broken. You're not weak. What you are is overwhelmed, scared, tired. And something inside you feels too big to sit with. So you reach for what will help you survive that moment. And I'm not judging that. Like I said, I get it. And you know I get it. But I'm here to help you understand what is underneath all of that. Because the real work, as you know, isn't about food. It's about learning to not abandon yourself when emotions hit. And that's what we do. The emotions come and we abandon ourselves. We don't want to do that anymore. The moment that matters, the one we're working on, is the impulse moment. The crack in the day when something shifts fast, faster than your logic, faster than your planning, faster than all the insight you've gathered. But that moment is not failure. What that moment is information. It's about presence. You already know so much. You've learned so much. You've analyzed your patterns from multiple angles. You've journaled, you've reflected, you've gained clarity that most people on a weight loss journey never reach. You've seen those people. They lose weight and you watch them lose weight and you might even get a little bit envious. I do. And I think, oh, okay, I want to do what they're doing. But then they gain the weight back because they haven't gained the clarity like we have. Knowing isn't the issue, presence is. So it's presence with yourself that's long enough to ask, what am I afraid to feel right now? What am I trying to escape? What does my critter brain think is going to overwhelm me? What do I actually need? And I'm asking you these questions gently, not to force yourself into making a perfect choice, but I want you to learn to stay connected to yourself long enough to feel the truth underneath those impulses. The impulse, it's not rebellion. It's not ruining anything. It's just your critter brain rushing in to protect you from discomfort because your critter brain doesn't like discomfort. But the person you're becoming, person you already are, has way more capacity than your old patterns give you credit for. You've grown. You're more aware now. You're more honest, more connected. You're more willing to feel things that you used to run from. You're not who you were when these old patterns were built. And that's why the wobble feels so confusing because the old protective strategy doesn't work anymore. It doesn't match who you are becoming. So when that familiar whisper comes in that says, just this little bit, just this once, I'm tired. I deserve something good. I'll get back on track tomorrow. That's when I want you to slow down. I want you to take a breath, take a pause, and give yourself some space to allow the truth to rise. What is it that you need? Maybe in that moment, you need some comfort. Maybe you need rest. If you're eating late at night, you probably just need to go to bed. Maybe you just need some reassurance that everything is going to be okay. And food isn't going to reassure you. Maybe you need to let yourself cry for a little. Or maybe you just need to put your hand on your chest and say, I'm here. I'm not leaving. This is not about making perfect choices or living the perfect life and following the perfect plan. It is about you not abandoning yourself when things become uncomfortable. You've been disappearing from yourself for so long, staying present in the moment can feel like standing in the middle of a rainstorm, in the middle of a tsunami. And I get how uncomfortable that feeling is. I remember a few months back was something I was going through and I was feeling extremely anxious and everything in me wanted to just hurry up and fix it. But there was nothing to fix in the moment. There actually ended up being nothing to fix. That was my brain telling me that the situation was bad, and it really wasn't. It was me and my anxiety. And I didn't eat the anxiety away. I just sat in the feelings, and it was hard. It was hard to feel the feelings because we're not used to doing that. So I want you to give yourself some credit and acknowledge that you're doing better than you think. I see you, and you're catching those shifts earlier. You're able to name your patterns with more honesty. You're starting to see the difference between what I want in this moment and what I actually need. You're building trust with yourself. And it might seem like tiny, tiny bits of trust, but you're building trust with yourself in the quietest moments. And that's progress. That's what's going to get you beyond the self-sabotage and the fear. It doesn't mean you're going backwards, but it's you healing in real time, going through all of these situations and pushing yourself to feel uncomfortable, to feel the feelings. That's what's going to get you past the sabotage. Real healing is messy. It's slow. It doesn't go in a straight line. It doesn't look like perfection. It looks like trying again and again and again. You're not spiraling, but you are becoming stronger. You are learning how to stay, how to feel without fleeing, without running away, how to pause without punishing yourself, how to comfort yourself without abandoning yourself. You are becoming someone who doesn't run from feelings, someone who can hold the feelings and not drown in them. And I get it. It's not perfect all the time, but you are doing way better than you were before. You're closer than you think, closer than your critter brain tells you you are. You're closer than the wobble suggests that you are. This is the messy middle. It's the part that we hate, but the messy middle is where the transformation happens. The transformation doesn't happen on the strong days. It doesn't happen on the perfect days. It doesn't happen on the motivated days. The transformation happens on this day, on the wobbly, emotional, uncomfortable day. This is where it's all happening. And I'm right here with you. I'm not judging you. I'm not rushing you. I'm not even analyzing you or trying to pick things apart. I'm sitting here with you. I'm breathing with you. I'm holding space with you while you learn how to stay, even when it's hard. And you're not alone in this. You've never been alone in this. I'm here, and God is always with you. You're becoming someone who is learning to stay, to sit in the emotions, and to walk through it, even with the fear, even with frustration, even when you're tired, even when the feelings are huge, even with the feelings that you used to avoid. That right there, with all the feelings exposed and all the feelings being scary and uncomfortable, that is where you're going to find the transformation.